For the fans of the Sports Hit List, this is the first time ever we will hold a debate. That's right, a debate. Floyd Money Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao happens on May 2nd, and our gentlemen here are here to debate it. Over here, we have Mike Miller and Anthony Mullen, who are ready to debate for Floyd Team Money Mayweather. Khalid and Kenny Irby are here to debate for Manny Pacquiao. The first team up is Team Floyd Money Mayweather. They'll get their opening arguments. Anthony, the floor is yours.
We're going to keep this short and simple, straight to the point. 47 have tried. How many? How many? None have succeeded. Thank you.
Did he really come up here just to say that, though? All right. Plain and simple, Manny Pacquiao is going to win, or he'll have a better chance of winning simply because Floyd has not faced an opponent whose offense can actually match his defense, and Manny's can. It's pretty simple. Floyd is a great defensive fighter, but at the end of the day, you got to fight fire with fire, and he hasn't faced fire at the level of Manny Pacquiao yet. It's as simple as that.
Oh, man, mind your business. Hi, my name is Manny Pacquiao, and I'm sorry. I'm not going to play with Manny Pacquiao. It's really simple. We don't care what he just said. Floyd's going to win. Let's think about why. Let's think about the people they fought. Manny Pacquiao, Floyd, fought the same people, except Floyd fought him first. So, you know, Floyd, once he beats you, you're never the same. So Manny Pacquiao fought leftovers, leftover bums. Let's talk about Marquez. You saw what Floyd did to him. That was embarrassing. It was a boxing lesson. Manny Pacquiao, he fought Marquez 100 times. Last time he fought him, he's still sleeping.
I just want to let everybody know that this was his idea, and he had for 2 minutes apiece, and he used up about 15 seconds. I just want to let everybody know that. So basically, 47 have tried, none have succeeded, right? No. None have succeeded, which is factually correct. For the first time, he's been factually correct, everyone. Just want to let it know. And I believe he lost to De La Hoya, but you know, boxing's a racket, and people, you know, who lost win all the time. So Marquez knocked out Manny Pacquiao. They fought for the 4th time. Obviously, they know each other's habits or whatever like that. Manny got caught sleeping. He was probably praying or doing church things or whatever like that. The fact of the matter is he's probably training harder than he's ever trained before. He's been trying to get this sucker in the damn ring for the last 6, 7 years. He's been ducking him for 5 or 6, 7 years. He ain't got nothing to do but fight people. And he's ducking men. I don't understand. Yo, when I was growing up, boxing, you fought the best. The best fought the best. You was always coming up. Manny's been the best fighter for Floyd to fight for the last 6 years. He fought everybody but Manny. Manny has to come out and say this and say that to try to get this dude, egg this dude in the ring. He just running scared like a little punk from, what is he, from Michigan or something like that? It's terrible, man. He's supposed to be heavyweight champion of the world. He ducking people, not heavyweight, but whatever champ he is, and he ducking people like a sucker. I don't feel like rapping because he's a sucker, and I'm going to take up their time. They ain't want to use their time. I'm going to use their time. Manny Pacquiao's going to beat this dude just off the strength of he wanted to compete and fight. Unlike Money Mayweather, who just wants to bet, spend his money, beat up his chicks, and duck like the sucker he is. That's all I got to say.
That was a really interesting introduction on both parts. Now, Kenny brings up a good point. which leads to my question here, which you guys will get 1 minute to answer. Why has Floyd Money Mayweather ducked Manny Pacquiao for 6 years? Why has it taken 6 years for this fight to happen?
Well, to answer your question, Carl, if you haven't been paying attention for 5 years, first, when the fight was initially being negotiated, Juicy Al is the one who walked away from the fight, which is why it didn't happen. The only person who's ever walked away from the fight has been Pacquiao, and it's because of him that the fight didn't happen so long. Now, my question is, back 5 years ago, he was scared of needles. He couldn't see blood. He couldn't take blood. I don't even think he had blood in his body because he was just so afraid of blood and things like that and blood tests. And all of a sudden, years later, after all of the things is out of his system, of course, he can take every needle in the book now. But, I'll let them answer that for you. Yeah.
First and foremost, I like how you were convenient with that little Marquez tidbit. That's the only one out of all of their matchups that you can even bring up in your favor. That's 4 out of 5 in Manny's favor. That's 4 out of 5 in Manny's favor. So anyway, now that that's been shut down, number 2, are we forgetting that Manny Pacquiao agreed to the blood testing how many years ago already? Then what was the issue after that? Oh, I'm only going to give him $40 million out of a fight that's supposed to gross $300 million? That's disrespectful. So now what are we saying? So now what's the excuse? You brought up juicing. Manny agreed to the blood test years ago. It's not like he's just now agreeing to this. Man.
Child's play. Now, again, we're going back to the drug test. America, let me talk to you. Let me ask the world a question. When in life, can you say no to a drug test and that not admit guilt? When in life? The man said no to a drug test. We're not talking about 2 years later when he said, 14 days up to it, then I'll take. No. When the man, Floyd, asked him, will you take a drug test? This man said no. Once you say no, what were you doing? I don't know. No one knows. But the man said no to a drug test. Finally, he's probably not on. Hey, we don't want to speculate, but, he's not on it. But who knows, man? Floyd's going to beat him, man. Cheating or not, still going to beat him. Holla.
To wrap this up quite easily, Your Honor, this whole case about the drug test that he said no to, he said no to day of the fight drug testing, meaning he didn't want blood taken from him the day of the fight, which may leave him in a weakened state, and he doesn't want to fight in that condition, Your Honor. So he didn't say no to a drug testing in general. He said no to day of the fight drug testing, where he might not be able to recover and not enough orange juice will be supplied to him or whatever. Everybody's body recovers differently. And that's the simple truth of the matter. Your Honor, and as a wise man once said, these dudes are dummies.
You're so eager to grab the mic. Jeez. Okay, thank you very much for my point. It's time for conclusion here on the Sports Hit List debate, the first ever Sports Hit List debate. You guys have as much time you want. There's no time limit to make your final arguments. The floor is yours. Anthony.
Hello, world. In conclusion, let me just say this. Everything you just heard previously before this was factually incorrect. Very incorrect. Highly incorrect. First of all, he admitted to when you say he didn't admit to when you say he didn't agree to blood tests the day of, that is saying he did not admit to Olympic style drug testing. If you don't know what Olympic-style drug testing, let me inform you. Olympic-style drug testing is random testing from the day the fight is signed, sealed, and delivered to the day after or so the fight is. It's not, oh, well, you can test me on a Thursday in the second month and then the third day before the last month, but not the day of the fight when I'm going to juice up and things because I need that to fight. No, not that day. And then test me maybe 4 weeks after when I can get it out of my system. But, nobody wants to look at those facts. Nobody wants to look at the facts that all of a sudden, the points that he brought up about, his body reacts a different way, and then all of a sudden his body reacts perfectly fine that he can fight anybody in the world. But anyway, in conclusion, like I said to start it, 47 have tried. All of them have failed. Manny will fail, and there's nothing else to say. The mic is being dropped.
First and foremost, you bringing up that Olympic-style drug testing, it didn't prove nothing, because think about it. Floyd started his career in the Olympics. Manny did not. So clearly he has the advantage of Olympic-style drug testing if his body is already used to it. So how did that make any sense? It didn't. It really didn't. And then on top of that, it's not like he's saying, "Oh, I'm gonna juice up the day of the fight because that's when I'm gonna be." Juice doesn't even work like that. Steroids doesn't even work like that. You have to take it over a certain amount of time so your body can acclimate to the steroids. So what are you really saying? In conclusion, the way I started it is the way I'm gonna finish it. Floyd has never faced an opponent whose offense is as dangerous as Manny Pacquiao's. It's not just brawling, it's technique, it's use of angles, stepping in, stepping out, attacking from different angles and motions. You can ask any fighter who's ever fought Manny Pacquiao, what's his most dangerous weapon? They'll tell you his footwork. Aside from his power, it's his footwork. Oh, Manny gets in quick. He gets in quick. He hits you with that power, and he's out quick. He moves. He's slipping from different angles. Floyd hasn't faced that on the level of Manny Pacquiao. His defense is great, but if you put him up against a firepower like Manny who can throw those bombs at him, I think it's over. It's a wrap.
Oh, my goodness. You serious? But no, was you serious with what you just said? Y'all was serious? Oh, boy. Let's talk boxing, man. In conclusion, these two guys have been fighting for a while, correct? And most boxers, when they find out who their opponent is, they start a strategy. They start to figure out the weaknesses in an opponent and how to possibly win. Well, what's Floyd Mayweather's weakness? We've yet to see it. No one has beat him. Manny Pacquiao has been beaten before. That means we have a strategy to beat him. All we have to do is execute the plan. He talks about, oh, Floyd has never fought anybody as fast. Sugar Shane was just as fast and stronger. Manny Pacquiao is not a natural at that weight class that they're fighting at now. He will be now. When he fought Oscar De La Hoya wasn't used to that weight class. Manny Pacquiao will be fighting a seasoned Floyd Mayweather that has never lost. That is what he is going against. What Floyd is going against is his own legacy. Floyd Mayweather is battling against himself. If Floyd loses, it's bad on his legacy. But if Floyd wins, what does it really matter? This guy's already lost before.
Some of the greatest fighters of all time have lost fights. So being undefeated doesn't necessarily make you great. Make you a ducker and a sucker definitely doesn't make you great. And that's what Floyd Mayweather is. 47 have tried, but Manny Pacquiao was never one of those 47. So that go out the window against him. All right? And I proved my point about the whole drug testing thing because it's an idiotic point. You can't juice up the day of. He said he wanted day before and he'd do day after, but he wouldn't do day of. That was the point. And the other points Mr. Mike Miller, I guess they were cute, but they really didn't resonate, so I can't even remember what he said, to tell you the truth. Manny Pacquiao, one thing about Floyd Mayweather, he fought a bunch of people past their prime. Shane Mosley, Oscar De La Hoya, Zab Judah. What Floyd did was smart though. He waited till Manny Pacquiao is a lot older and maybe past his prime to actually fight him. So now he'd have more of a chance than 5 years ago. So I have to give Floyd his credit on that one. That's a great strategy. Let me duck this dude until I feel he's old enough so I could try and be quick enough to beat him, because I couldn't beat him in his prime, so I'm going to beat him when he's washed up. And that is smart. So that's one thing I say about Floyd. He may be a sucker and a ducker, but he ain't a dummy. And that's the truth. God bless America.
According to Mike Miller, Floyd Mayweather's older. That's what he told me. Okay, all right. Well, right. Okay. So that will do it here for the Sports Hit List Ever First Debate. Thank you, gentlemen, for participating. You fans now will vote. Who will win the match? Floyd Money Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao? Stay tuned for May 2nd. Thanks for watching the Sports Hit List Debate.